In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make the perfect elixir. Now, this isn't a recipe, this isn't an ingredient, this isn't a secret, sauce that you need to use. This is a mindset and a strategy that you need to have in place that will then allow you to, no matter what your ingredients are, no matter what situation you're in, to really craft the perfect drink, the perfect elixir for you. So the first thing that we need to understand is, well, what is the perfect elixir and how am I defining such a term? To me, the perfect elixir is making the appropriate drink for you in that moment, meaning it's satiating and it's something that's not going to take you up and then drop you off, meaning it's something that's going to be able to sustain you and balance your metabolism, balance your energy, and feed you for a sustained period of time. And essentially, boiling it down to, the elixir is exactly what you want and exactly what you need. So the important thing is to start with the end in mind and ask yourself, what is my intention for this drink? What am I trying to achieve? Is this something I'm just making as a quick snack? Is this something that's going to need to be a meal? Is this something that's going to need to make me, nourished and energized for 6 hours, for 8 hours, because I'm going to be on the road, or I'm going to be out, or I'm going to be working? All these things need to be in the back of your mind and need to be answered. So contingent upon that is understanding your metabolism and the importance of understanding your metabolism. And what I mean by that is by knowing whether you burn carbohydrates or fats or proteins as your primary source of fuel. Now, most people are going to be fat and protein, or some balance of both, and a very small amount of the people are actually going to be people that burn carbs the best. Now, I can tell you from my years of making elixirs and drinks, both for myself and both for the public and selling them in a retail environment, what I notice a lot is a lot of the ups and the crashes. Or, a drink gets you really feeling great for about an hour, and then afterwards you crash, you think, oh my God, I'm so hungry, I'm famished, I'm freaking out, my blood sugar's crashing, what am I going to do? And that's really common for when I look out and see people making drinks, when people see people selling drinks to other people. It's just they're not really balanced and fine-tuned to the person's metabolism. So, and this was something that I learned kind of the hard way after making drinks for myself, and understanding, okay, this can be a food, this can be something that nourishes me and sustains me, but really, I have it, and half hour later I'm tired, or I'm hungry, or I'm not feeling so great, or I'm shaky, or whatever it is, and I just didn't understand my own metabolism well enough to make something that can be sustaining for hours. So what I was doing was not making enough, putting enough protein and fat into my drinks, and instead putting in way too much sweet, too much agave, too much honey, too much, fruit, whatever it was. So now what I do is add a lot more protein, minimal, moderate amounts of fat, and then just, a little stevia, maybe a little bit of honey, just to have some sweetness in there. Whereas for years, and for most people that are making drinks, it's the flip side. People think, oh, I'm going to dump all this fruit in there. I'm going to dump the bananas, dump the blueberries, dump everything, then add some honey, and then add some lucuma, and then add some stevia. And it's like, this thing is just so sweet. And then you say, oh, well, then I'm going to add the herbs, then I'm going to add this, then I'm going to add that. And it's just like, it's not really working, and it's not really sustaining. And it's still based on the old paradigm of, I got frozen bananas, I got frozen blueberries and milk, and let's dump it on the blender, and that's going to be our drink. So it's really letting go, moving away of that whole, really, whatever you want to call it, paradigm, belief, whatever, old version, and this new version of actually understanding ourselves and taking a second to ask ourselves, what's our primary source of fuel and what's going to be the best choice? So for most people, that's going to be, I lost my outline, for most people that's going to be a combination of protein and fat and minimal amounts of sugar, because most people are really, glucose and insulin just backwards and imbalanced and don't really need a big sugar blast all the time. And it's usually best to avoid that. And I can tell you from months of just cutting down and just avoiding sweet, adding more protein and fat, I feel way better than I have in years, and no more ups and downs and crashes and freaks out and blood sugar blues, if you want to call it that. So that's really the main thing to make the perfect elixir, is to understand your metabolism and understand what you burn best, and to consciously and intelligently choose the majority of your drink around that. And then, of course, add in your herbs, add in your other things, and fine-tune it based on what your intention is, whether that's to build your immune system, or build your jing, or nourish your spleen chi, or just a protein drink or a meal or whatever it is, and just having the idea of what you have in mind and not trying to do it all in one, because what you're going to end up with is a lot of gas and indigestion and bloating, and you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel up and down and crash and all over the place, and it's not going to be balanced, and it's really not going to be the perfect elixir for you at that time. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.